Good morning. It's your daily update time. I wanted to share a quote with you that was given to me by Yeshua when I was kind of like, I don't want to say sad, but just sort of like a little bit lost in this whole scenario of losing vision. Because there's sometimes this overwhelming sense of something, about it. It's just something that I can't describe yet. It's beautiful and like grieving at the same time. Like everything I'm seeing is beautiful. So many people say to me, aren't you sad? You can't see your kids' faces as well and things like that. Well, it's progressing in this interesting way, and I got my blood test results back, and the type of RP that it is called Tulip 1. It's like TULP1. So it's like a more progressive, like it happens faster with the vision loss. So it's happening just so fast. I think that's the overwhelming part of it, is like every day you get up and adjust. But I don't feel sad like people think to not be able to see your faces, because I may not be seeing in physical vision, but I'm seeing in some kind of vision that is next to impossible for me to explain to you, because I don't actually see the outlines of your body unless you're standing in front of light. Like I see bright light still. And I see like halos of color is the best way to describe it. It kind of looks like looking in a tunnel, like there's this tunnel around everything that's black. And then kind of in my central vision, I see a lot of, like when you talk, I see a lot of like 3 different colors only. The only colors that I still see are purple and blue and kind of a darker pink. So I call it the fireworks show. So things, as my brain is trying to rapidly adjust to not seeing, the brain actually tries to reprogram itself. And it does this thing where, as it's reprogramming, it sends a lot of synapsing, over and over through the optic nerve. And I get this incredibly beautiful light show all the time. So I'm always looking at that. It's really pretty. But I can see the outlines of people if they're standing in front of like bright light through a window or something like that. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes, as that black peripheral vision is coming closer in like that, which is at this point, it's like every few days, it gets a little closer and closer and closer and closer like that. It's very, very interesting. Like through all of that, it feels like I'm forgetting what people's faces look like really quickly, which is an interesting thing with visual memory. I'm not sad about it, but things just get really quiet and you go into this deep quiet inside, and you in your etheric vision, if you're a seer, what happens when you go physically blind is that you begin to see their true nature. Like I would have to try before this, I would have to try to see that, and just use my clairvoyance to actually kind of get a little meditative, and then, use the soft eye yoga gaze, stuff like that, to try to see with my third eye. But now that part of my brain takes over more than my physical eyes. So I am seeing something in else, not with my physical mind, but inside of my, not with my physical eyes, but here I'm seeing something else. So when you speak that vibration, I'm guided by that vibration, and then I can see all of your energy patterns. So that's been really beautiful to see that all the time. Like there's no break from it. It's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So that's interesting. I'm concerned that if it gets any stronger, I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night. Like it's very overwhelming. It's so energetically overwhelming that it's making my stomach go in knots. So I've had a lot of like nausea and kind of just upset stomach and things like that. So during that time, as I'm adjusting, I get a little frustrated with it. And when I'm getting that frustrated, I always get this quote from Yeshua. And it reminds me also, because I think that it's also in the Way of Mastery text, or something similar is there. So he always says to me, for those of you who like to quote me, start now. Please know that when you descend into a place of silent heart within yourself, I will meet you there. I will hold your hands in the depth of that deep silence. And it will be beautiful, not sad. And our minds and hearts and our souls so shall merge as one essence. So that quote is really helping me through kind of like the transition of not seeing you physically and only seeing you energetically in my mind's eye. So that's been just, oh my gosh, such an incredible journey. And all these other things are happening, like somebody from some services here, I forgot which company my ophthalmologist office referred me to here in St. George, but somebody named Jerry from Salt Lake City is supposed to be set up to come out to my house and teach me how to use a white cane. The nurse at my ophthalmologist's office has ordered it and it's in the mail. You know, she asked me, would I be interested in a guide dog once, but you have to have like the white cane training first, apparently. So I'm not sure if I'd be interested in a guide dog. I kind of laughed at her. I'm like, do they have guide cats? I really like cats. Why don't they have guide cats? You know, and my spirit guides are like, because cats are assholes. I'm like, oh, but apparently, you know, dogs kind of care a little bit more than cats sometimes. I'm like, well, you obviously haven't met my cat. My cat really cares, you know. So I'm also going to have some training on Braille. There's this really cool thing at Hadley. There's an institute called hadley.edu, and they're going to be mailing me Braille, and I'm going to be learning how to use it via videos. So I don't even have to leave my house for that. And I think Jerry is also going to help me learn more about the voiceover on my phone because it's driving me crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, it's really hard to explain with voiceover, but like the speed of the voice is annoying, the tone of the voice is annoying. And sometimes like trying to use certain things like the microphone on WhatsApp, you know, to talk to my partner because she doesn't live here. So I try to microphone a lot because I can't see text and I can't use the microphone that well anymore. So little things like that, like, you know, double tap and hold to send a voice text in WhatsApp. Really? How do you double tap and hold? So I'm like double tapping in the wrong place and it's like da-da. Yeah, where's the place? Oh, it's here. Okay, it says it's here. Find the place again. And it tells you everything. Like your phone could just be sitting there and you get a notification and VoiceOver says Facebook. And it lists the name and it lists the time and it lists like what the person is saying, which is annoying if you're meditating. So there's all these little things. Oh, and the other thing. I have a housekeeper and she moved my trash can and I had this stuff set up, man. I mean, I have my house set up. You know, I'm kind of like me and my blind cat. We do the same thing. We follow the edges of things. And like I put the trash can kind of by the kitchen counter and I put it based upon a line, you know, where the tile ends and the wood begins, and I follow that line down and then I can find the edge of the trash can and then throw stuff away. I'm getting really good at it and practicing basketball with the trash can and sometimes making it. It's a lot of fun. But then she moved it. So I'm like dumping trash in the floor. Whoops. Yeah, realized right away that it wasn't there. So little things like that are happening. And yeah, it's really fun. Like when I'm in a session with you, my gifts are actually stronger and you're enjoying that, but I can't figure out how to turn off the Zoom because I still can't see letters. So Jerry's going to help me switch my Mac to where there's like, you guys have like a white background with darker letters. Well, I can't see darker things at all. I see white, kind of, if it's very bright. So there's certain things that are built into Mac that changes the background. So the letters are white and the background is black and different things like that. But I need help doing it. So that's kind of where I am in my journey. And it's been really, really interesting. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I don't feel fear. I don't feel afraid. But it is a little overwhelming as a whole. So that's what I'm going through. And I'm enjoying sitting with you every day. It's just that you have to end your Zoom sessions because I have alarms that go off that tell me when the session is over, but I can't find the button on the computer yet to actually end the session. And the same with all podcasts and stuff like that. So luckily I can still see a little bit of red, so I can press the button to end this, but it's gonna all be fading fast according to my ophthalmologist. So that's where I am. And I hope that you are well. And let's see what's coming up. I have a class tomorrow on Patreon. And then I have a channeling. I'm not sure who's going to come through so far. It's been the Human Conscious Collective and channeling your higher selves. So that's called Soul Essence Channeling, where each person gets to ask their higher self a question. So I will be doing that again this Friday on patreon.com/my name. No, seriously, don't type my name. It's /Pamela Aaralyn. So I'll have that Friday at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to be doing this. Someone asked me, did I have a seeing eye dog to travel to Ireland next? And I'm like, I have a seeing eye Eli. That's my 13-year-old. So I think I'm going to be okay. It's just going to be a really interesting experience. Oh, the other thing that's happening, so funny. I still see white light really strongly, like bright lights. So, and my brain scatters to look for it. So I follow your voice very well, and my eye contact's okay when I follow your voice. But when light comes in, my brain is trained for my eyes to like automatically turn and look at light. It's so automatic that it's like incredibly awkward when people are telling me, what are you looking at? Is it my spirit guide? I'm like, it's just, you turned on a really bright light. and my eyes just go poof, and I like automatically turn to it. I can't control it. It's almost involuntary. It's so weird. So that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to see my body act in an involuntary way. So I'll see you guys on Friday for the higher self channeling. That's been a lot of fun for everyone. I'm really enjoying it. And I'll give you another update tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Gotta find the red button. Think it might be in the middle of the screen at the bottom. No.